I was diagnosed April 21st of last year, 2016, and I'd had some problems going on that I just wrote off as something else, and finally decided to go have a colonoscopy.
Randy Wiggins' colonoscopy showed stage 2 colon cancer. That came as somewhat of a surprise to this 44-year-old Hoover firefighter.
My grandmother died at Easter, but she had lung cancer, and she was 86, and nobody in my family's had any other kind of cancer.
Wiggins feels his diagnosis could be job-related.
It kind of makes you wonder that, no family history or anything like that, and we do, with all the materials that are made now, it's a lot worse than what it was 20 years ago.
House fires now burn faster and hotter than ever. The hidden health hazards that come along with that are burning through fire departments around the country. That's according to a report from the International Association of Firefighters that says cancer and PTSD rates among firefighters are skyrocketing. Today, things found in your house are made from synthetic materials, plastics, foams, and coatings containing carcinogens and toxins. That makes them hundreds of times more toxic when they burn. A recent study by the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health found firefighters have a 14% increased risk of dying from cancer compared to the general public.
Anything that you have in your normal household right now has got to the point where it's got so much carcinogens in it that we're about 100 times more likely to develop cancer than we would have been in the past.
We're trying to knock it down from the outside, lower the temperature threshold so that our people can enter in. But by doing that, we're also releasing a lot of smoke too, and changing that smoke and the composition of that smoke to a different level.
To combat the growing health risk, Fire Chief Chuck Wingate says after every house fire, firemen are immediately washed off and their gear is cleaned as well. He believes those toxins could lead to serious health problems.
15 years ago, you wanted the dirtiest gear. You wanted to, just because that's what you do. Now today, you think about all the bad stuff that's out inside the fires and stuff like that. So you want to take care of yourself and take care of your family, because you don't want to take anything home to them neither.
Hoover firefighters go through comprehensive physicals each year, which include cancer screenings. We know early detection is key. The department has caught some cancers like prostate early. Because of the toxins these first responders face, Chief Wingate is now looking into recent studies that recommend firefighters get colonoscopies starting at age 40 instead of 50.
The main thing is we're trying to catch it as early as possible.
If a firefighter is diagnosed with cancer, he or she could be eligible for a number of workers' compensation benefits. Those are known as presumptive disability laws. 34 states, including Alabama, have some form of these laws on the books. House fires now burn faster and hotter than ever. The hidden health hazards that come along with that are burning through fire departments around the country. A report from the International Association of Firefighters says cancer and post-traumatic stress disorder rates among firefighters are skyrocketing. We recently spent a day training with Hoover firefighters to see the stresses of the job.
Rescue 42, Engine 5. Residents are stuck to fire.
You're not going to find a firefighter anywhere that hadn't seen some bad stuff.
These firefighters face all types of things on the job. Sometimes those scars are visible, but it's the scars that you don't see that sometimes can take the biggest toll. Doctors in Austin, Texas have identified a clear link between traumatic situations experienced by firefighters and PTSD, similar to what veterans experience when they return from war. A 2015 Florida State University study found nearly half of firefighters surveyed have thought about suicide, and nearly 20% had made suicide attempts. That study found those with PTSD are 6 times more likely to attempt suicide. Given what you guys see, how do you deal with it?
Well, it's one of those things that, of course, firemen, they don't like to talk about it, first off. Second off, that what we'll try to do is, you'll see a lot of firemen will deal with it between ourselves.
How do you cope?
Like I said, having a close-knit family, friends, and the brotherhood at the fire department, really that's the best outlet for me, is to get back, sit down with your crew over a meal and talk about it and just kind of hash it out.
I've seen some stuff when I've been asleep at night of some of the calls and stuff that I've been on, but you know, you learn how to cope with it, and sometimes it's, you know, it's pretty bad.
The Hoover Fire Department has an employee assistance program that offers mental help for anyone who needs it. Chief Chuck Wingate feels the program works and says firefighters shouldn't be ashamed to use it.
It's hard for a man, sometimes women too, to come forward and tell you what's on their mind. I believe in PTSD. I believe that you see ugly things. I know, I've seen them. Things that stick with you, things that come back to your mind when you don't want them to. I think there's some real problems out there, and therefore we've had to address it because we do see some ugly things.